Recognizing the member for Kelowna Mission.
Thank you so much, Honourable Speaker. Well, I rise today to speak to this motion and the critical need to secure BC's watersheds. Our province's rivers and streams are the lifeblood of our communities, supporting wildlife, fisheries, human health, and well-being. Yet despite their importance, as spoken about by the last member, our watersheds face significant threats from a range of human activities, urbanization, but also climate change. As the MLA for Kelowna Mission and Shadow Minister for Environment and Climate Change, I'm acutely aware of the challenges facing our local watersheds, including the Okanagan River, Kettle River, and Mission Creek, just in my riding alone. Unfortunately, human activities and natural disasters have taken a toll on Kelowna's watersheds in recent years. Yes, there's forestry practices which can increase erosion, sedimentation, and the disruption of natural water flow patterns. The loss of vegetation also makes the land more vulnerable to wildfires, which have become more frequent and severe due to climate change. These wildfires further exacerbate the watershed's degradation by burning vegetation, leaving the soil exposed and increasing the risk of erosion and sedimentation. The resulting accumulation of sediment in the creeks raises the creek bed, reducing the capacity to carry water and increasing the likelihood of flooding. Floods, fires. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? As they rage over 50% of our British Columbia province today. And floods are a challenge faced by Kelowna's watersheds. Heavy rainfall events and rapid snow melt have led this year to an increase in flooding occurrences. These floods not only damage the watersheds, but also cause widespread destruction to homes, farmland, and infrastructure. The combined effects of all of these human-caused fires and floods have had disastrous consequences for both the environment and the people of Kelowna. And then there's Mother Earth's naturalized fires and floods. Flooding can lead to the destruction of homes, businesses, and vital infrastructure, causing significant economic losses and displacing residents. Farmland is also severely impacted, with floods causing soil erosion, crop damage, and reduced agricultural productivity. Over the last 2 years, I've toured many of the areas of our local watersheds to see these aspects of the changes in water patterns and how they've occurred. Just recently in my own riding, I toured McMillan Farms, and I could see how tertiary streams were no longer active as sediment prevents the water from entering. This blockage causes the water levels in Mission Creek to rise and floods the farms of valuable farmable lands. Additionally, the floodwaters threaten the homes along Mission Creek in the K.O. area more times in recent years than not. This same creek is the one that washes out Highway 33 because of no barriers to the water. The creek bed has risen so much through sediment deposits that the capacity of the creek's flow is diminished. With nowhere to go, the waters flood the entire area. There are places along the creek where I used to be able to walk under the bridges just 20 years ago, and now I couldn't even crawl. Additionally, the degradation of watersheds poses a significant threat to Kelowna's wildlife, particularly the Okanagan salmon. The increased sedimentation to the waterways disrupt their spawning habitats, which can lead to a decline in our fish populations. We need this government to take action and prioritize the watershed mapping and contribute funds for mitigation. We need this to happen now, while working with the various stakeholders to bring forward a united voice. Without it, we can see that the degradation of Kelowna's watershed is just an example of the lack of coordination among various layers of government, between the provincial and municipal authorities, all having jurisdiction over different aspects of watershed management, and the adherence to a cohesive strategy, and the lack of coherence to an adhesive strategy has resulted in a stagnation of critical watershed mapping efforts. This paralysis has hindered the development and implementation of effective programs and policies that could actually help mitigate the impacts of forestry, fires, and floods on the region's watersheds. To achieve meaningful progress in protecting and restoring all of our watersheds, it's important and imperative that all levels of government work collaboratively to develop a comprehensive and coordinated approach that prioritizes watershed health and resilience before it's too late. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, member.